Good evening, I'm Allison Rosati.
And I'm Stephen Holt. It's good to be with you at 10 o'clock. So Thornton Township looked like it was ready to get back to business tonight after a recent government shutdown, but then a brawl broke out.
Yes, this happened during the first board meeting with a new board member. NBC5's Regina Waldroup with the very latest.
This was a heated meeting from the beginning, with Tiffany Henyard's boyfriend put on administrative leave. But when someone in the audience called her a name, that's when things got out of control.
You gone.
This happened right after a community activist called Tiffany Henyard an expletive. A fight erupting in the back of the room. Fists, kicks, people jumping on top of tables, monitors smashed, with Henyard and her boyfriend in the middle of the melee.
Everything, it was scary, it was horrible. That's an embarrassment.
It should have never come to blows, and Tiffany should have never got involved.
It was the public comment portion of Tuesday's Thornton Township board meeting. Earlier in the evening, the room erupted with applause.
To put Kamal Woods and William Moore on administrative leave.
When the board came back from closed session with the announcement that Henyard's boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who runs the township's at-risk youth program, and William Moore, another employee, would both be put on paid administrative leave immediately.
I don't understand why they're on leave with pay, because essentially nothing changes for them, because they've been doing the same thing.
The board also approved an independent investigator and/or forensic auditor to look into the use of certain grant money and possible township funds related to the at-risk youth program and the outreach department. Henyard called it political retaliation. She's threatening a lawsuit.
Oh, I'm so happy, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the lawsuit. But anyway, it is a motion. It is a motion. You know it. Sorry, guys.
Police were here all the time, and they did escort a large group outside, but it's unclear right now if anyone was taken into custody or arrested. Reporting from South Holland, I'm Regina Waldroup, NBC5 News.
Meanwhile, Thornton Township has a new trustee. Residents gathered last night to pick a replacement for one trustee who had resigned last year. And as Regina Waldroup reports, she's hoping to break through the ongoing board stalemate.
From Thornton Township employee to trustee. How are you feeling after last night?
Invigorated. I feel great. It was very positive to see the residents come out, to see that there was unity, that it was peaceful, and that the residents had their voice, and that was heard, and it was an amazing evening.
Voters chose Stephanie Wiedemann to replace trustee Gerald Jones, who resigned last year from the post. Wiedemann assumes the position as the township works through a number of issues. Trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle have boycotted or walked out on most board meetings, refusing to play a part in what they call political games carried out by Supervisor and Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Henyard filed a lawsuit against the two trustees last week over their absences and has blamed them for the township losing insurance coverage and laying off employees. The township has also closed the main office and some services halted due to an ongoing lapse in the insurance. Wiedemann says she's ready to get to work and focus on solutions.
Absolutely. Of course, we have, priority of checklists, the insurance being number one so that we can get services back up and running. The levy, the budget is very important. So we do have some key things that we definitely need to hit on, and I look forward to hitting the ground running.
The next Thornton Township board meeting set for Tuesday night, and it will be Stephanie Wiedemann's first as trustee. Reporting from South Holland, I'm Regina Waldroup, NBC5 News.
Thanks to Regina. And now to a major development in the saga of embattled Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. A judge has dismissed her lawsuit, claiming that a caucus that threw her off the ballot was illegal. NBC5's Regina Waldroup has been following this case very closely for a very long time. She joins us now with details. Regina.
Marion, it is official. Tiffany Henyard is off the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor, a role she was appointed to in 2022. Now, today, a Cook County judge ruled she didn't file her lawsuit properly, and he dismissed it without prejudice, meaning she cannot refile. So I want to take you back to the scene December 3rd. That is when Tiffany Henyard was thrown off the ballot. It was a packed and raucous meeting with an overflow crowd waiting outside. At that time, Henyard called it unfair and illegal. She said none of her supporters were let in to cast a vote. Now, we spoke to elections expert attorney Bert Odelson, who tells us the caucus was legal, and also a Thornton Township resident who says it might have been legal, but it might not have been ethical.
I think that they used some plays out of Tiffany Henyard's own playbook. They booked a venue that was too small to hold everyone who wanted to attend. They seated their own supporters early.
Were there, conducted the caucus, it was done legally. Even a properly filed objection wouldn't have stood. So she's done.
Tiffany Henyard's only option now is to be a write-in candidate in Thornton Township's April 1st election. Now, today's court ruling in no way impacts her role as Dalton mayor. She remains the Democratic nominee in that contest, but she also is facing a number of lawsuits and financial investigations. Next Monday evening, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot will release her second report on financials at a public meeting at the Dalton Park District. And we've reached out to Tiffany Henyard's attorney, but we have yet to hear back. Stefan?
A lot of people on the edge of their seats waiting to see what's in that report. Regina, thank you very much. Appreciate it. The people of Dalton had a simple question. What happened to all the money? The village tasked former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to look into this. And tonight she finally delivered the summary of her investigation into possible mismanagement of funds by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. NBC5's Regina Waldroup was there as Lightfoot laid out how the village ended up being millions of dollars in the red.
Some more shocking details released about financial and legal matters. And now that the investigation is over, Lori Lightfoot says she hopes this small village can right the ship, get back to transparency and good government.
Good evening, everyone.
A packed Park District building, eager residents reacting to the results of a nearly 9-month investigation into the spending habits of Dalton's mayor and her administration.
I'm happy that the report is out so that the residents finally know some of the truth.
Still shocked because it's just amazing that this happened. And I think it saddens me also because the government didn't step in.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said she used witness testimony, emails, and other documents for her probe. With no subpoena power, she says she ran into some challenges, but still managed to get the job done. Henyard didn't attend the meeting.
We were tasked with looking into irregularities, allegations of irregularities regarding financial mismanagement.
Some of her key findings: credit card expenditures never approved, no receipts, more than $170,000 in travel-related costs, $51,000 spent at area restaurants, more than $218,000 for Amazon purchases, and almost $50,000 in supplies for the village's skating rink.
There's no tracking system for what happened to them after they arrived here.
As for litigation, 48 separate lawsuits filed against the village, 12 for FOIA violations. And regarding Vegas, Lightfoot says no business opportunities came to the village as a result of 2 trips taken there. She also says the mayor's ex-assistant, who said she was assaulted by a trustee on a trip in 2023, didn't cooperate with her investigation, nor did any other key witnesses. As for the federal investigation, well, Lightfoot says she doubts anything will happen before next month's election. She also touched on the new administration.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the new administration. I don't think that they seem to be doing lots across the country and not really focus on the village of Dalton. I don't believe that the federal investigation should be impacted, but there's really no way of telling it.
As for recommendations, Lightfoot says she gave trustees quite a few, and many of them they have already started to implement. Reporting from Dalton, I'm Regina Waldroup, NBC5 News.
Regina, thank you very much. Very important we point out that we reached out to Tiffany Henyard's attorney for comment. We're still waiting on a response, and when we hear it, we'll bring it right to you.